Have you been looking for the best condos in Destin, Florida for one variety or the other? Well, in this video, we're going to hit the top 5 best condos that you're going to want to know about if you're thinking about vacationing, thinking about investing, or heck, just moving into any of these different condos. You were at the right video, so stick around. All right, so let's name them right off the top. What are the 5 that you need to know about? And then we'll get into details right after that. We're looking at the Emerald Grand, Sterling Shores, 1998 condo, the Palms of Destin, and East Pass Towers. Details coming here right after. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group right here in the beautiful Destin-Fort, Walton Beach. If this is your first time to our channel, we do tons and tons of videos about everything you need to know about our area. If you're new to this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click that little bell so you're notified every single time we got a new video coming out. So if you are looking to invest, you're looking to move here, want to know what it's like to eat, sleep, work, play here in our area, give us a call, text, email. Either way, we got your back when moving here to the Destin area. Okay, so let's get into it. We just named the top 5 that we're looking for those condos. Let's get into it and see what those top 5 are, and for the right reasons. Yes, I know there's a lot, but these are our dealer's choice. All right, number 1 on the list, as we mentioned before, was the Emerald Grand. Now, it's interesting to me, as somebody that lives here in the area, that that's the tallest condo that we have around the corridor of where the Destin Airport is and Eglin Air Force Base. How they got away with it? I don't know. Maybe Mob Bunny. Just kidding. I don't know. What are some cool things about the Emerald Grand? Well, first and foremost, it's right downtown. If you don't know where it is, you're going up over the Destin Bridge, and there it is, right there, just sitting there on Destin Harbor. You get the great views of not just the bay and, of course, Crab Island and the craziness that goes on there. And, of course, you have Noriega Point, Destin Harbor, the jetties. All those things are just right there. So you just can't miss. You just can't just get away from the views. Like, it's amazing over there. Now, not only that, but the amenities for that, you're going to see the standard stuff, but this isn't quite so standard. They actually have an indoor pool, while most of the other ones will have an outdoor. They do have free Wi-Fi for the guests. There are on-site restaurants. Matter of fact, you're right there on a harbor walk, so there's tons of restaurants within walking distance to get down there. Of course, there's kitchenettes in the room. There's fitness center, and there's a lounge over there by a pool bar. There's all sorts of fun stuff that go there. But when you are staying there for the amenities, it's really the location that you're going to be in. If you haven't tried it out, if you ever do go to this area, walk across the street and check out McGuire's. It's an Irish pub, and there's over $1 million, probably not more than that, of ones hanging from the ceilings, pasted on everywhere with something written on it. It's just a sight to see, and the food is really good. And so is the beer. My favorite's the Irish Red, but whatever. All right, some activities, like I mentioned before, the Emerald Grand does offer a wide variety, and not just in the Emerald Grand, but all across, because part of that complex actually has different shops, different restaurants, and things that you can go do. But they do have spa treatments in there. Of course, I mentioned the shopping, the harbor walk. I mean, you can pretty much get anywhere from here. This is where most of us locals will start if we want to go to a restaurant, bar, or whatever. Now, the views, as I said before, these views are really just stunning. It's some of the best that you're going to find to get all-encompassing all around the Destin area. Since it's situated more in the eastern Destin, you're going to get not just a look into the Destin and the areas I mentioned before, but also onto Okaloosa Island, which is just nothing for 6 miles until you hit a bunch of other condos there in the Fort Walton Beach area. But it's unbelievable. No matter where you go, if you get any of these units, they usually have a huge balcony out there where you can kind of walk around or lounge or get some sun. Every time that I'm in there, I'm just like, this is pretty incredible. Now, some of the services that they do, they will have laundry service. They have a sauna, the business center, meeting rooms. Matter of fact, I believe that back when I was in the military, we had a squadron event at one of their meeting rooms, and it was a Christmas party or something like that that we actually got held at the Emerald Grand, stayed in rooms in there. That was actually my first experience of ever staying in the Emerald Grand, and it was it was pretty crazy that time around, as one might imagine. But having access to everything, the rooms were huge. One of the things that I do want to let you know when it comes to Emerald Grand, don't get tricked by this if you are an investor, is that they also have timeshares. And if you're not familiar with timeshares, it's not enough to get into this video, but basically it just says that, hey, if you purchase this time in this unit, you don't actually own any equity. You just pay basically rent to have a certain amount of time, whenever that is, for certain units. But it's not just timeshares, but you will see that and be like, oh man, you can get a unit here for, 150,000 or 97,000. Those are timeshares. Okay. Most of the ones that you're going to be looking at are going to be $400 or $400,000 or more. So if you do see anything that low, talk to your real estate agent, and it's probably a timeshare. If it isn't, well, there's probably 17,000 offers with it. I don't know, might be exaggerating. Anyway, that's the Emerald Grand. Awesome place to go. Okay, number 2 is going to be Sterling Shores. Sterling Shores, I put this on here because it's not right on the beach, but it's one of those ones that are just kind of tucked away that you wouldn't even know about. It does have a private beach access, but you do have to go across the road, which isn't 98, that you can actually get there. Highway 98, less of traffic, right? But it kind of offsets. You still get ocean views. It's through the different condos, but it's really kind of like a family situated area. All right, so you do have the beach access. Some of the amenities you're going to be looking for is they have multiple pools. I think there's plenty of pools out there. They've got a large lagoon style pool. They got a private beach club that's just across the street. It's kind of those key entries to get in there. They got a really nice fitness center as well and barbecue area. It's one of those things when you come up here in the grounds, it's not just the beach, right? It actually does have really nice grounds in there. There's like the fake waterfall. It's a really kind of a grand entrance. You also have a gated area to get in and out of there. It just feels like a resort, as you might imagine with that. But it does have some great accommodations. Almost every unit's going to be equipped with kitchens. And this is really what they say is ideal for families and extended stays beyond, just a couple of nights. Now it is, like I said, for its location is conveniently located around all the popular attractions. You got shopping centers, restaurants. There's a water park not too far away from it. And you could just really, it's a good area to kind of start because you're almost in the middle of Destin. So you got all east of Destin to go to, west Destin, Miramar, and you're in a really good spot. You're almost right there where Henderson Beach is before it kind of comes into nothing and then everything else. So definitely a lot of stuff to do. But because I said this area was a resort, the whole family can really enjoy it, including like a children's pool, game room, organized events during the peak seasons. During the winter, you're kind of out of luck there. One key thing that you may not know that it is really close to a really nice restaurant, which is the back porch. So it's an easy walking distance there. It feels like a porch if you ever go out there, and you can watch the sunset or just hang out and just see the beautiful Gulf views while enjoying some good seafood. And they got some good steaks and chicken stuff there. But the seafood, you're right there on the Gulf. Might as well try that, right? All right, number 3, as I mentioned, was 1998 condo. Now, reason this is on the list, it's actually a stone's throw away from Sterling Shores. But I wanted to mention this because it has been recently renovated, okay? And to do so, this is a luxury living sort of condo. It's got all the upscale amenities and finishes all throughout the different condos that are in there. It's right there on the Gulf. It's got the breathtaking views of pretty much everything, right? When you're able to go out and just see all of the other areas without being obscured, just like Sterling Shores is. It's got a modern design to it. If you haven't seen some of the pictures or been into some of these units, it's got that modern agriculture design, contemporary interiors, and it really kind of creates this sophisticated living environment of what you would expect when you go to luxury. Really nice. It's got private balconies on there where you can really just sit out there and enjoy the view, relax, soak up the sun, what you're here in Florida for, right? The nice part is it has its own private access to the beach. Now, I do want to tell you, since you're here watching this, that if you are looking into get this and you want a really, really private beach, it's not going to be that much, okay? It is roped off during the season because right next to it is a public access. Like right next to it is a public access beach. It's not a very big beach, but they do rope it off to make sure that only people within certain condos go into it. Whatever. But you do have your own private access in there. Do know that people can still walk down the very forefront of the beach. That's still allowed, at least in Okaloosa County, up until wherever that water line is. And there was a huge thing with Walton County about that, and how that actually ended, well, we don't know yet. It hasn't yet. But anyway. You are going to have high-end facilities within this unit. You can have basically a high-end fitness center. There's an infinity pool, and again, the private beach access. But definitely something to check out if you're looking to get to luxury living in the condos here in Destin. Now, next up on the list, number 4 is the Palms of Destin. This has been a really popular place for people to request because it looks gorgeous, and it's one of the cheaper end of the condos in Destin. Now, it really kind of features a resort-like amenities over at the Palms of Destin, where you have multiple swimming pools, you've got the spa, fitness center, tennis court, you name it. It is just like that. Now, where it's located is not actually far from the two that we had just mentioned. However, it's just north of Highway 98 and just a little bit further just a little bit further east of where we were just speaking about, still in the central part of Destin, which is why we wanted to showcase this one. It is still close to all the dining options. It's still close to all the East Destin and West Destin amenities. It's got all sorts of different things. The cool part about this as well, besides the whole resort experience, and covered parking. That's pretty nice in the summertime, right? But you also have a dog park right across the way. So if you want to bring your dogs, that's a great place that you can bring them, and it's within walking distance. And then right across the way is a public park as well with frisbee disc golf. If you've ever done that, it's kind of cool to go do. So there's lots and lots of stuff to do. When you go into the unit or into the different condo units, you'll notice that the condo units are actually very spacious as well. And they've done some pretty unique things to make it fit a lot of people over the years too. So they've got like all different types of beds, bunk beds, all sorts of different things in there. If you're looking to rent how many beds we can put, definitely awesome. Creative different things that they've done in there. But they have great living areas, kitchens, private balconies, all of them do. Provide, just that comfort and relaxation that you'd be looking for. It does have an on-site restaurant. I've personally eaten there, and it's actually pretty good. It's a little pricey, but I mean, it's Destin, so what do you expect? And it really is just a convenient place to go down. If you want a couple of drinks, whatever, you can get that there, and it's what you would anticipate for a resort style restaurant that's on site. It does have conference facilities too, so if there's a conference in town and off season and they're looking to rent those out, know that is another added benefit to owning a vacation rental, even in the off season, if somebody's going to do business conferences. And there are, don't quote me on this, but it's recorded, so I guess you can. I believe that there are 3 or 4 main rooms that they can use for big conferences there in the area. And because of its condo nature, they'll be looking into other things, either managed by the actual management on site or Airbnb, VRBOs that you want to do for short-term rentals in that area. But really, really nice added benefit on top of it. Now, one thing I do want to note for this specific one and some others is that when you try to get financing for these, if you're looking to finance a condo, it can be a little tricky. We have warranted and unwarranted condos. This is one of the unwarranted ones, which means that it is not approved for like FHA, VA, or any sort of thing like that. Your conventional or creative financing will get you some of these, but just a little thing I wanted to throw out there. All right, we also have, last but not least, 5 was East Pass Towers. East Pass Towers is by the East Pass. All right, I picked this one mainly for its location, and of course the units are nice too. So there's a lot of reasons I picked this one for you. But it does have a waterfront location. It's right there off of Noriega Point, which they just rebuilt out. So Noriega Point is just south of Destin Harbor. It's the other side of it. And funny enough, years ago, we had a big hurricane come through and actually took out most of that peninsula. Like it took all the sand and just shoved it to the other side of the Destin Bridge. And what they did is they ended up dredging all that and then building it out. Now it's a nice beach park for you to go to. The first condo that's right there on that area is the East Pass Towers, right? But it is perfect. You can see the harbor. It's not as good as a view as the Emerald Grand, in my opinion, but you're right there off the jetties, the harbor. You can still see Crab Island for the most part, depending upon how high up you are, but it's kind of secluded by itself, which is pretty nice. You also have your private beach access as well, even the public one, but it's nice because the next one over is just a public beach and it's huge. So it's not like people are sitting on top of you. And just, you can enjoy the color of the emerald colored water, the white sand beaches, that of course that you want to go take a look at. It is a gated community, another gated community to get in there. And that way, you know that you're kind of protected. Nice part is if you're going to go down to that area, parking just sucks in this area, I'll just be honest. But if you do have dedicated parking, we know that nobody's going to be able to steal that because, well, it's gated. You do get some privacy. You have marina access as well, because you have convenient access to all the other marinas that are right over there. So if you like to boat, being there on Destin Harbor or just going out deep sea fishing, man, you're right there to be able to get to it. Now, some of the outdoor amenities besides the beach, right, that you'll have, you can take advantage of swimming pool, hot tub, tennis courts, and obviously anywhere there where it's flanked by the beach is, well, quite the amazing experience. Inside the units as well, they're pretty spacious for the most part, but everything's set up to go see outside and get a good view. So the balcony is where you're really going to enjoy it. Most all these units have kitchenettes, everything else that we had mentioned before. So a good place to go into. Well, that's all I have for you for the Destin Top 5 Condos. If you have any questions about anything that we had mentioned here or want to add something in, please keep it positive. Go ahead and put it here in the comments below. And of course, if you are looking to move here, looking to invest, have some questions for us, please give us a call, text, email, find us on social media, whatever you got. Me and my team here are here to help. But again, my name is Tim Whittemore. I'm with the Whittemore Group here with LPT Realty. We'll see you in our next video. Take care.
Are you considering buying or selling property in Crestview, Florida, but you want to know more about the market trends and home prices to even decide if 2023 is a good time to make a move in the real estate market? Well, let's go ahead and explore the market trends and predictions for Crestview's home prices in 2023.